Hi, it's Cara, and today we're filming a bit of an interesting video. So I have only ever read one manga in my entire life, or technically 2 volumes of one manga, and that is Orange, which is a like thickish manga following a group of kids and their friend commits suicide. And while reading that, and there's some time travel elements and things. And while reading that, what I really wanted, I enjoyed the format, but I wasn't, like I didn't super love the story. I wanted something a bit different. And I have watched a handful of anime, but only the really popular stuff and not all the way through. But everyone talks about it and has their recommendations, and I wanted to just start trying out dipping my toes in the water of the manga genre. So I thought I should do a bit of a exploration into this into this genre. So over the next couple of months, or however long it takes me, you will see this video once it's all done, so it could be a while in the happening. But I'm going to be reading some manga. I'm going to show you today the things I got at. I picked these based on their popularity, so I kind of went onto Goodreads and picked the most popular ones, that they were available at my library, and ones I was interested in. So I picked out a handful of things. The only one I don't have here that I do want to read, I'm just waiting for it to come in my library, is Death Note, which everyone's heard of. All of these I think everyone's heard of, so I'm going to run through them super quick, and then we can watch the rest of the video where I vlog about me reading them. So we have Tokyo Ghoul, which is by Sui Ishida. Fairy Tale by Hiro Mashima. Again, I only have the first volumes of everything because I thought, try a volume. It's like a try a chapter challenge, but try a volume. Fruits Basket by Natsuki Takaya. Vampire Night by Matsuri Hino. Black Butler by Yana Toboso. Ouran High School Host Club by Bisco Hattori. Blue Exorcist by Kazue Kato. And Attack on Titan by Hajime Isayama. So, keep an eye out. Cut to me actually reading these. Hi, it's Cara. I just wanted to check in with you. It's been a week or so since I filmed the initial start to this video. I haven't picked up a single manga yet, though that is for good reason. I've been trying to finish my current read before I start it. I've currently got kind of 3 things on the go technically, but I have Cassandra Clare novella, which I really need to get finished, but should get finished today. I started it yesterday, but I had a couple that I was reading. So I've been working on those. I had 3 novellas that were on my to-do pile, and I wanted to get those read. I have an anthology I'm currently reading, but that can keep going. And I really want to get my big novel, my currently reading big novel, which is Dance of Thieves, read before I read any manga. Because manga are good for filling in a short time, but if I read a whole bunch of manga, I'll be going away on my working holiday next week without having finished Dance of Thieves. I really want that finished before I go away. So I want to finish Dance of Thieves, and then I can read manga through till I go away. But I did want to update because on the weekend I didn't get to read much, but I did go with my boss. I drove my boss, did care work. We went to the Melbourne Anime Festival with that Madman hosts, which are like the big company. It's raining, by the way. You might be able to see. It's exciting. But yeah, so I went to this anime festival with my boss, and we brought along Jessie and Brayden, and we had a great day, and I saw all the manga and all the anime and all the people dressed up, and I just had a day and a moment where I got really excited about anime and manga, and about lots of series that I didn't know were a thing. And so literally this afternoon I've been to the library, and I literally picked up the first volume and a bunch of other stuff. So I'm about to head inside because it's raining, but I'm going to do a quick extra haul for you, and there are more coming. There are more I've requested that they get because either they're missing the first volume or they don't have it all together at my library. I think only 1 or 2 that they don't have all together. The rest were they have volumes 2 through 20, but not 1. Presumably because someone stole it or something, I don't know. But so I have requested a couple of things to be purchased. I still have a few things that are currently out, so I'm waiting for mine to arrive. I'm like in the queue. I'm turning into a fiend, my friends. I mean, I sincerely doubt I will continue on with more than the first volume in most of these. Just because I'm kind of, my goal with this experiment is to find out what kind of manga I like. Like, what am I interested in? What is worth me pursuing into the future? Like, what are series and what are ideas in manga that I actually genuinely like? Not just, oh, that sounds really interesting. So that's the whole point of this experiment. So anyway, let's go inside because I want to show you these manga. Okay, so let me show you what I got from the library. It's a bit of a pile. This is none of the stuff I've already shown you. This is just new stuff. I don't even know what half of it is. I don't know what half of it's about. We have, this is by Daisuke Ashihara and it's called World Trigger. Great, sounds cool, great. This one I have heard of, everyone's heard of this one. We have Naruto Volume 1. Originally I've been like, don't want to touch Naruto or One Piece, but whatever, we'll do it. The art style's pretty cool at any rate. We have My Hero Academia by Kohei Horikoshi. Gate 7 by... who knows? It's not on the cover. Or if it is, it's in Japanese and I can't read it. Noragami Stray God by Adachi Toka. Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicle. Sure. Requiem of the Rose King by Aya Kano. Kimi ni Todoke From Me to You by Karuho Shina, which looks adorable. Blood Plus by Asuka Katsura. The Queen's Knight by Kim Kang-won. One that I had heard of but completely forgot. We used to sell this at work and I loved the covers. I was always so wanting to read them, but you know, I don't want to buy this kind of stuff because it's so expensive for such a short reading time. And this is Are You Alice by Ikumi Katagiri. Isn't that gorgeous? We have Sword Art Online Aincrad. I don't know if that's the normal Sword Art Online. I don't know, we'll figure it out. I think it is. By Reki Kawahara. And finally, Assassination Classroom by Yusei Matsui. So if you can't tell, I went a little bit nuts. My stack's gonna look ridiculous now. Ridiculous. But anyway, I'll talk to you once I've actually read something. So once again, I'm coming at you from my car, which will be a totally familiar sight to anyone who watches my vlogs. But I just wanted to have a quick chat because last night I read Attack on Titan. This is volume 1. I didn't get to vlog last night because I was at work, but I just wanted to update you on this. But I just wanted to tell you what I thought of it, what it's about, what my rating was. So this is a action horror kind of story following this small group of humans who live inside this kind of like walled set of cities to protect them from these man-eating giants known as Titans, and the Titans are breaking through. We follow some like teenagers, young adults that are like making it their mission to learn how to kill them. I really liked the plot and I really liked the horror elements. Like it's just a bit gory kind of thing, that's what makes it horror. And I really enjoyed all of that, but I found the art style pretty difficult to deal with. It's very detailed, has a lot of action noises and things, but to the point that I lose track of who's talking and who's saying what and what's happening. Like there were action scenes that I just couldn't keep track of. And I didn't realize this was a problem. And I was just going, oh, this would be better in an anime where I can see action. Until I also picked up Tokyo Ghoul. I'm nowhere near finished this, so I don't really have an opinion on it yet. But the art style in here is way clearer to understand the action. And I know who's talking at all times. So that really put into perspective the fact that Attack on Titan's art style is not my fave. But I really like the plot. So overall I've given this a 4 stars. It could maybe come down to about a 3.5 when you consider the art style. Like, it loses the mark for art style, but could maybe come all the way down to a 3.5, but it's going to stay a 4 on Goodreads, because, you know, Goodreads. But yes, so this is my first manga properly, other than Orange, and I liked Orange. And my first more actiony one, and I liked the plot, wasn't a fan of the art style, so that's where I will definitely continue with this though, and I really want to watch the anime, because yes, the plot was great, and I think it would work really well showing the action in a cartoon, rather like in an anime, rather than in the drawing. And so I'm currently reading Tokyo Ghoul, and I'll chat about this with you when I'm done, hopefully tonight.
So I finished tonight Tokyo Ghoul, and I agree with my original opinions of this. Particularly the art style I like quite a bit. The characters are nice and distinct. The action's decently easy to follow. It did get a little harder to follow near the end, but it was pretty good the whole way through, and the plot's kind of interesting. So this follows this kid who learns that these things called ghouls exist, and ghouls essentially live off human flesh. And he is like crushing on this girl that goes to his cafe. I think he's like a university age, and she kind of picks him up and takes him home, or attempts to take him home, but really she's a ghoul and wants to eat him. But then in the fight that ensues as he's trying to like battle for his life, a steel bar from a construction site lands on both of them, kills her instantly, and gives him like major organ damage. And so the doctors decide to transplant her organs into him, not realizing she's a ghoul. So he's now like half ghoul because he's had ghoul organs transplanted. And the plot of this manga is essentially him coping with that. It's really kind of cool. I like it a lot. It's weird and dark, but also funny. So I'm really enjoying this. I definitely will continue this and would probably watch the anime. It was pretty good. So I just finished another manga. This is Kimi ni Todoke From Me to You by Karuho Shina. I was really hoping I'd love this and that it would be really cutesy and totally up my alley, but actually I found the art style really hard to follow, which was a problem I had with the other contemporary manga I read, which was Orange. That I had a hard time figuring out who was saying what. And that was definitely true in this. I was so confused a lot of the time. And it was like too fluffy. There was not enough tension. I didn't hate it. I didn't love it. I probably won't read any more of this. So apparently so far I'm more into weird dark ones, which brings me to what I'm just about to start, and I'm hoping to finish this today. And that is Blue Exorcist, which looks much better, and already I'm not having as hard a time telling who's saying what. So A++. I just finished work stuff. I'm gonna edit some videos and then hunker down and read the rest of this. Like, I've started but not by much. And then I'm going to finish this, and yeah, I don't know why I said that, because this isn't a vlog. Anyway, I'll let you know when I've finished reading this and my final opinion on it. Okay, so I just finished this. I'm about to go play some Mario Party, but I just want to let you know that I loved this. Me too. So yeah, I loved this, especially compared to the other one I just read. This was so much easier to read, so much easier to follow, and it was funny and actiony, and I'm definitely going to continue on with this series. This was really good, and I want to watch the anime of this. So I actually read these a couple of days ago, but I forgot all about it. Classic. It's been a while since I've read anything for this little video, because I was focusing on reading a couple of books, and then I read a chunker of a book. So
I finally, after finishing that huge book, which you will see if you watch my October wrap-up, if you watched that, no, my November wrap-up, sorry, I then went on to read a couple of manga and a couple of graphic novels, so I'll just quickly talk about these manga, because that's what we're here for. So the first of the two that I read, which is probably the better of the two for sure, and everyone would agree, is Death Note, Volume 1, by Sugumi Oba and Takeshi Obata. If you didn't know, this follows our main character Light, who picks up this notebook of a death god that if you write someone's name in it, they'll die, and then you can like specify their cause of death and things, and it's meant for the death god to like enact death. But if a human picks it up, they can do it. And so Light is kind of on this self-righteous mission to clear the world of evil. Except, you know, he's going around murdering a bunch of people to do that. It's great. I understand the hype around this now, and I'm definitely excited to read this whole series because I think it will be amazing. I have no interest in watching the remake, but I might watch the anime at some point. Maybe. But I'm definitely going to continue reading this manga. The other one I read, which I didn't enjoy as much, but was not awful, is Noragami Small God by Adachi Toka. This follows this guy here. I can't remember his name, but he's a like minor god, but he's a bit homeless. He doesn't have a temple, so he's trying to raise money for his temple by helping people out, but he's got a bit of an ego, so no one likes him very much. And then he kind of gets bound up with this girl here who's like a spirit walker. It was good, kind of. The art style was readable and fine and all those things which I've had some complaints about on other manga. That was all fine, but I just found the plot not super compelling. The first, like, chapter in this follows a girl who talks about herself in the third person, which really irritated me, like, so much. But then the rest was fine. I don't know. I have very mixed feelings about this. I don't know if I would continue it, but it was fine. Hi, it is been a while since I last updated for this video. Because I haven't been reading any manga because I was participating in Tome Topper. But Tome Topper just finished. It is now early December, and I have read 2 manga yesterday, and I'm about to drop them back into the library, so I just wanted to talk to you about the burps. So the first one is Degree Man by Katsura Hoshino. I really liked the idea of this. This is kind of like a steampunk style manga, but I ended up really not liking it that much. I found the art style hard to follow, and I wasn't really engaged with any of the characters. I ended up giving it 3 stars. I think my problem when I don't like a manga is 100% about how easy the plot is to follow, and that's nearly always driven by the art style. Not by the plot itself, but by how the art is laid out, and this one I just found to be super confusing. The other one was a manga I wasn't sure how much I would like because the cover doesn't immediately appeal to me and the premise only mildly appeals to me. And that is Hunter x Hunter by Yoshihiro Tagashi. And this is aimed a little bit, no, it still says for older teen, but this is a like 13-year-old boy and he's off to train to be a hunter. But the art style was just so much more straightforward in its panels and easier to follow that I really loved it. This was funny, but still a bit dark and twisty, and I gave this like a 4.5 stars. It was really, really good. So those are the manga I just read to update you. I'm hoping to get through a bunch more over the next couple of weeks. So hopefully, although this video has already been months in the making, we might be closer to finalizing it soon. Let's see. So, it's been a while again since we last read any manga, but I'm currently just starting Fruits Basket. I'm hopeful to read 3 volumes of stuff today,
I'm lucky. But Fruits Basket is the first one. I'm a bit hesitant because so far I've not really enjoyed the ones that are more like, I don't know, contemporary-esque. They've not been my faves, but this is well renowned, so maybe I'll like it. We'll see. Okay, so what the hell is this plot? Oh, I just lost my page. Anyway, I'm like, what the heck is going on? I don't get it. I'm just like, what is happening? What is the point? I just don't get it. So the boys turn into the animals of the zodiac when a girl hugs them. Also, I don't know if it's just me, like a me thing, but I really don't like when the authors put, and it kind of tends to happen more in this like more contemporary, like not childish, what's the different genres? I'm not familiar with my genres of manga. This is more like happy, fun kind of one, like Sailor Moon or things. I think I'd like them more in an anime, but I'm like, so this has like authors' musings and shit, but they're talking about their life and their history around writing the story, and I don't get it. It takes me away from the story. I don't like it. Whereas like the more darker ones don't have that most of the time. Or they put it all at the end so you can just skip it really easy. Anyway, yeah. So I'm confused about what's going on here, and I think I'd like it more as an anime, not in a manga form, because I don't understand who's saying what. Yeah, so I think there was a solid medium. I still had a lot of trouble following on with the who was saying what, but the plot in the end was kind of cute. Characters are kind of cute, but I think I'd much prefer to watch it in an anime than read the manga in future. But anyway, now I'm going to start World Trigger Volume 1, which I know basically nothing about, but all this kind of sci-fi, so we'll see how it goes. So I finished World Trigger, and it was good, actually. Compared to Fruits Basket, the illustrative style and things were really easy to follow, especially the dialogue, which I think is a big seller for me. If I can follow the dialogue, I'm like, yep. And the art itself is kind of a bit unique within the manga style, and I really liked that. It was kind of like a little bit different, which I approved of. And then, so I gave it 4 stars overall. It was pretty good. It basically follows this kid in this city in Japan where aliens are coming across this like hole in the sky, and they're calling them neighbors. And yeah, it's pretty cool. And then I went on to read volume 1 of One Piece. This is like one of the most famous manga in existence, and I was always like, oh yeah, it's just overrated, and then I loved it. I'm having a hard time wrapping my head around what I want to do about it though, because this is like currently 91 volumes and counting or something like that. It's ridiculous, and I don't have the dedication for that, but I am really enjoying it. So maybe I'll just like very slowly work through this series until I stop liking it anymore. Like maybe it'll hit a point where I'm just like, you've gone too far. Like this is just dragging on now. But One Piece essentially follows this kid here in the middle, and his name's Straw Hat Luffy. And when he was a kid, he desperately wanted to be a pirate. But no pirate crew would take him on because he couldn't swim and he was little. And then he stole the pirate's treasure, which was the gum fruit. And essentially he ate it, and it turned him into a rubber man. which means he can't swim. I'm pretty sure he just like sinks like a stone. But his dream is still to become a pirate, so it kind of then follows him as he's trying to be a pirate with these rubber arms. He wants to be like the king of the pirates. But he's not very good at pirating, and basically all he has going for him is that no one can hurt him, like no one can kill him, and he can swing a good punch. So this is really fun. I gave this 5 stars. It was really good. So last night I started and finished Assassination Classroom by Yusei Matsui. Yeah. This is hilarious. This essentially follows this classroom that are the dregs of the school, and they suddenly start getting taught by this tentacle guy. This is his face on the cover. And he's not an alien apparently, but he destroyed the moon. And he says he's going to destroy Earth, and he's like super fast and has like nothing can hurt him except for these like special bullets and stuff. But he's super fast, so he can just dodge shit and he can regenerate. He's taken over their classroom because all he wants to do is teach, and it's their job by the government to kill him by the end of the year, but he's a really good teacher, and it's this weird little tug of war between them like enjoying his teaching but knowing they have to assassinate him and trying to assassinate him, and him just being like, haha, you missed me. Like, it's really good, but like I don't know why it, like I don't know what makes it objectively good. It was just a fun time. So I gave this 5 stars, and I'm definitely going to continue this manga because it was really good, but I don't know why. I'm going to start with this one, which is Uran High School Host Club Volume 1. Opinions to come. What even is the plot of this? The like a group of really effeminate men that all hang out together to pick up chicks? Oh. Rich people, am I right? Am I right? I'm so confused. I don't understand what's going on in the slightest. I don't understand. I'm really confused. Are there twins that are like flirting? I'm so confused. Also, there's daddy kink. What is this? I'm so confused. Basically, this follows the plot of a bunch of rich boys that have this host club where women, like girls from the school, come to spend time with them because they are so awesome. And the women are customers. And we follow a girl who's way more androgynous and dresses like a boy, and is like breaks a vase from this expensive group, and she's like a scholarship student, and then she's told she has to bring in so many customers to like repay the debt of her breaking this vase. But it's like so weird. So weird. Just into the second episode now of 3, and it's less confusing than the first one now that the characters are kind of settled and you're not trying to shove like 50 characters in my face. First episode, I just could not understand half of it. Second one's making a little more sense, but God, this is weird. Like, this is some kinky shit. Once again, another manga that I think would be better as an anime. I thought it was funny, but like not enough to continue reading. I'm gonna give this like 3 stars. Yeah, it wasn't awful, but it was really cheesy, and yeah, maybe as a manga it would be, as an anime it would be funny and I could get behind it a bit more, but now I'm going to start Requiem of the Rose King, and this is by Aya Kano. So let's try this one. It looks much darker, which is the kind of thing I think I want. So let's see. This is set in medieval England during the War of the Roses. The battles between the House of York and the House of Lancaster. Young Richard of York is determined that his family will ascend the throne, but he's hiding a secret that could destroy everything he desires. That sounds cool. Let's try this. So I just finished Requiem of the Rose King, Requiem of the Rose King, which is a retelling of Richard III and Henry VI, the Shakespeare plays, I believe. I enjoyed this, but probably not enough to continue reading the series. It's just alright. I've definitely figured out that this style of manga for me is much easier to follow what's going on. I find with the more contemporary style mangas, I have a hard time following the like order of the dialogue, and that often makes things really confusing for me. I much prefer very structured panels. They work much better for my brain and make it easier to see what's going on. I did find there are a few characters in this that looked similar but were different characters, like his mother and then the other side's queen. I don't know if that was intentional, but that kind of messed me up, and I had a hard time telling what was going on occasionally in some panels. Overall, I didn't hate this. I didn't love it. I wouldn't continue reading it, but this doesn't have some of the things that I am learning I don't like about manga. About some manga, it just was not incredibly compelling. I think I would prefer the Shakespeare more than this. I'm about to go to bed, but what I'll be reading next is My Hero Academia, Volume 1 by Kohei Horikoshi. And this is a superheroes and supervillains kind of story. So I'm going to give this a try. It's pretty late though, so I'll probably go to bed right now. Maybe I'll read the first little bit. Who knows? Let's see. So I just finished My Hero Academia. I think I'm going to give this a 4 stars. I liked it, but I didn't love it. I definitely found it easy to follow. It basically follows this kid in this world where everyone's superheroes and supervillains, but he was one of the few people born without a superpower, and he's trying to get into the Hero Academy, even though he doesn't have a superpower. And I liked it, but I don't think I liked it enough to continue. It didn't wow me amazingly. Maybe the anime is better, I'm not sure. Anyway, my next manga, since we're on a roll today, I'm gonna go shower and then I'll start Full Metal Alchemist Volume 1. I've heard this is amazing, so I'm really excited to give it a try, and I'm hopeful I love it. So I finished Full Metal Alchemist. 5 stars, was amazing. I definitely want to continue this, and I definitely want to read the manga, watch the anime. It was amazing. It follows these 2 people on the cover here, and they're some young alchemists, and they're brothers, and it was just a fun time. I like the characters, it was just awesome. And now I'm almost done, actually, with Blood Plus Volume 1. This must be an older one. I was just hanging out at my library. Yeah, I'm almost done. I don't hate it so far. It's about this girl who is like the only person alive that can defeat these monsters, but she has amnesia. And there's all this kind of plot going on. I'll let you know what I think at the end. Okay, just finished. This was weird, but interesting. I don't know if I would bother continuing. I'm feeling like it's a vampire-y kind of thing, and but it was all right. It was like a 3.5 stars. And now I'm gonna start Black Butler Volume 1. I don't know much about this, but I've heard good things. So I'm about to go to bed, but I just wanted to update and let you know that I read Black Butler Volume 1. This was really fun. I would definitely read more of these. This is like a scene by scene kind of story rather than an ongoing one. And it follows this butler, Sebastian, and he's a butler, but he's also got some magical stuff going on. I think he's a demon, and it's really cool. Funny, I really like it. I'm gonna give this like a 4.5-ish stars, and I think I will continue with the series. And then the next thing I've started working on is Bleach. I am almost exactly halfway through this, but I'm feeling a bit tired and it's late, so I'm gonna go to bed, but I will finish this in the morning, and then I'll read some more tomorrow. Tomorrow is coincidentally the last day of the month, and I'm trying to read as many as I can before we tick over into the new year. I do want to get this video out in January, and it's been a while, and a lot of these are due back, like overdue back at the library. So I'm gonna try and finish as many as I can tomorrow, and then hopefully only have a couple left going into the new year, and I can get them done middle of the month-ish to upload this video. So bedtime now. Okay, so I just finished Bleach, Volume 1. Yeah, I don't understand why everyone freaking goes nuts for this. It was totally not my kind of thing. It was fine, but it wasn't, like, ridiculously good or anything. This follows this guy. His name's Ishigo, but they call him Strawberry because of his ginger hair. And he becomes a soul reaper whose job is essentially, like, to pass the dead on. I didn't like him as a character that much. He was a bit of an ass-hat. And it was fine, but nothing special. It was like a 3.75 stars. There weren't some of the things that, obviously, over the course of this vlog, you will have now known that I don't really like in manga. So there's none of that. It was fine. It was readable. Relatively interesting, but I just didn't really engage with him very well as a character. So I probably won't continue this one, which is good, because I don't want to be wanting to continue with too many. Now I'm going to start Queen's Knight by Kim Kang-won. I'm a bit confused because this is not in the traditional manga format, like it's front to back rather than back to front. But we're going to give this a go. I don't know much about it. During summer vacation to visit her mother in Germany, 15-year-old Yuna Lee falls off a cliff and is rescued by Rihanna, an 18-year-old knight living in the magical land of Phantasma. So, fantasy? Looks kind of cool. I'm down to have a go. Okay, so New Year's party is done and dusted, and I just want to let you know that I finished this evening The Queen's Knight by Kim Kang-won. This is like a 2.53 stars. I just was not engaged that much. This follows a girl who has a near-death experience and ends up in this world called Phantasma. But really, it's kind of like half contemporary. It didn't really get much into the fantasy world in this one. And then after that, I read Vampire Knight, Volume 1 by Matsuri Hino. This I kind of liked a bit better. It's like a school for vampires, where in the daytime all the non-vampires go, and in the nighttime the vampires go to school. I liked the premise, but I was not impressed enough with Volume 1, I don't think. But we'll see. I'm going to do a bit of a wrap-up at the end and go over what I read, what I rated them, and what I will continue. So look out for that. We've got, I think, 6 more to read. So we're almost done. So I'm about to head to work, but I just wanted to let you know that I just started Skip Beat by Yoshiki Nakamura, Volume 1. It's been like a week or so since I've read any manga, but I want to get them finished this month in January, so I've got like 6 to go. So we're starting on this today. I'll probably finish it while I'm at work. So I finished Skip Beat Volume 1, and I'm glad to say this is the last contemporary style shoujo manga that I have on my list to read. I have 5 more left, and they're all more shonen than shoujo, which I'm glad about. I haven't finalized my rating for this. I think it's about a 3 if not a 2.5. No, this was weird. It basically follows this girl, the girl on the cover, what's her name? Kyoko. And she moved to Tokyo at the age of 16 with her childhood friend, and his goal was to become famous. He kind of makes it there, and
is kind of leaving her behind, and then she finds out that the only reason he invited her along anyway was because he needed like a maid and someone to pay his rent. So she cracks the shits, as you would, but in cracking the shits decides to commit her revenge by also becoming famous. She doesn't really have that much of a talent. Her talent is peeling vegetables, and I don't really know what's going on, but she's trying to get picked up by this talent agency, and they kind of want her. First of all, she stalked them into it, but then they were like, yeah, maybe we will take you. Except she doesn't know how to love. So, they're gonna... Which apparently is a great flaw, because she doesn't know how to, like, want an audience to love her, or to love an audience. I don't know. But basically, she's this little evil gremlin child. I don't understand. It's like a 2.53 stars. I really am not a fan of the shoujo mangas. Really much prefer the, like, boy mangas. It's much more my jam. Anyway, it was an experience. So, it is midday. We had some trade people coming today, so I took the day off work to be home. And it is now lunchtime. I'm going to go out for lunch soon with Jess. But in the meantime, I'm going to start Gate 7 by the writing team Clamp. Best-selling award-winning manga team known as Clamp. Yep. I love the cover of this in like a very geisha style way. But I don't know what the plot is really. The back doesn't really help me very much, and I haven't heard much of anyone ever talking about this. So we'll see. But I only have 5 more manga, this included, to go before we can wrap this video up. Talk about my opinions on all of them and move on. And to be honest, I'm starting to, it's been a while. It's been a couple of months. And I'm starting to get a little sick. They're starting to feel like a little bit of a chore. Though I do have a couple of ones I'm really excited about in what's left. This is just not one of them. So let's get through this bad boy. And then, Yep. Okay, I'm like a third of the way through, and I am really liking the art style and currently really enjoying it. This is surprising me. So I finished Gate 7. Gave it a 3.5 stars when I put it through my new year system, which I've used for this one and Skip Beat. Now that we're in the new year. 3.5. Most of the problem I ended up having with this was that there's basically no plot. It kind of is a mystery, and it just... Obviously, there's only like 7 volumes in this, so it will get better, presumably, as the plot will develop, but at this point it was literally just like a whole manga of setup, and nothing happened. I made it easy to fly through, but like nothing happened. But the characters were interesting. It was a cool mystery. It's set in Kyoto. There's supernatural creatures and like people that can see them and protect against them, but it's all super vague because I don't know whether it's lore that if you were Japanese you would know, or stuff that they're going to slowly develop over the story. But regardless, I was a little bit confused, so it's a 3.5. So I just read Are You Alice Volume 1. This is a like Alice in Wonderland dark retelling. We follow boy Alice, who's gone into Wonderland, and there's kind of like this game where Alice is set a task by the Queen of Hearts to kill the White Rabbit. And so we're following Alice, and this is the Mad Hatter. There's like the White Rabbit and the Dish Cat on the back. So, how do I hold this one? I'm also holding a paddle pop. So I gave Are You Alice, which is like hanging out just here. I gave Are You Alice 4.25 stars. I think the characters and just after my ice cream. And the characters in the world are really interesting, and the plot is definitely setting up for something really cool. So this one I would definitely keep reading. So I just wanted to update you and let you know that I also read tonight, I think this is the same day, Black Clover by Yuki Tabata, obviously volume 1. This is about a world in which everyone has different levels of magic, but this kid, our main character, Asta, has 0 magic, and in fact has like anti-magic. And then he's like nemesis, but they grow up together and they're kind of friends. He's like the strongest in actual magic. This is a fun time. It's a little bit raunchy, which is probably the raunchiest of the ones I've read. Has like the classic big boobed girl. But it was really entertaining. I really enjoyed it. I haven't sorted out my rating for it yet, so I'll update you on that tomorrow. But I really enjoyed it. I also thought I had 2 more manga to go for this video, but actually I don't think I'm going to read Tsubasa Reservoir Chronicles, because I think this is actually a spin-off. It says Sakura and Sairan return, but they're not the people you know. Sakura is a princess of Coal and possesses a mysterious, misunderstood power that promises to change the world. Sairan is a child friend and leader of the archaeological dig that took his father's life. They reside in an alternate reality where whatever you least expect can happen and does. So I feel like this is actually a spin-off of a different manga, and I don't want to read something that's a spin-off, so I'm going to return this to the library and not read this one. But that's nice, because that'll make this video a nice even 25 manga to include in the title. Which means I only have 1 left to read, and that is Naruto. So we're ending on what will hopefully be a high note, seeing as this is like one of everybody's favorite manga, if you're into manga. It's huge, so it's going to be my last manga of this journey, and then we'll do an overall wrap up of how everything went. So yes, I will let you know what my rating ended up being for Black Clover. I think we're sitting around a 4, maybe a 4.5, and then I'll let you know what happens with Naruto, hopefully like tomorrow. So I thought I better wrap up this video because I have yesterday, I just didn't get a chance to actually chat to you, finished the final manga on my list, which was Naruto Volume 1 by Masashi Kishimoto. I gave this 3.5 stars. I enjoyed it more than I expected to. But there were some things I kind of didn't like, or kind of just didn't sit super well with me. It didn't like go great for me. The art style I thought was really good. It the like movement through the panels was a plus. That's something that obviously over the course of this experiment we've learned is pretty important to me. This basically follows our main character Naruto, if you didn't know, who is a kid who wants to be the next Hokage. He's like the leader of the village, and the last Hokage died because he was trapping the body of this 9-tailed demon fox spirit thing into the body of a boy, and that boy is Naruto. So that's the basic premise, and this is him learning to become a ninja so he can be the next Hokage. It had some weird stuff. Like, he spent a lot of time on the toilet, but overall it was alright. So yeah, I think I would continue because it was a fun time, and it surprised me, but it is a long series, so we'll see. So now let's look at a kind of general overview of what I thought of all the manga I read. So I read I thought I read 25. Actually, I only read 24 because I forgot I had a title column. Oh my gosh, it's only 24. So we started off with Skip Beat, read Get 7, Attack on Titan. We didn't start off with Skip Beat, I read that much later. We've read Skip Beat, Gate 7, Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, Blue Exorcist, Death Note, Noragami Stray Guard, Degree Man, Hunter x Hunter, World Trigger, Fruits Basket, One Piece, Assassination Classroom, Ouran High School Host Club, Requiem of the Rose King, My Hero Academia, Full Metal Alchemist, Blood Plus, Black Butler, Vampire Knight, Bleach, The Queen's Knight, Black Clover, and Naruto. Is that 24 manga? I only rated things 3 stars and above. So let's sort on rating. Okay, so I had I had 5 5-star reads. So it was Death Note, Hunter x Hunter, One Piece, Assassination Classroom, and Full Metal Alchemist. There were 8 4-star reads: Attack on Titan, Tokyo Ghoul, Blue Exorcist, World Trigger, My Hero Academia, Black Butler, Vampire Knight, and Bleach. Naruto got a 3.5, so probably some of the 4s would actually be 3.5s. I was not so specific. So it's probably technically on the 4 end, if you counted it that way. And then the rest were all 3 stars. So that's Skip Beat, Gate 7, Noragami Stray God, Digger Man, Fruits Basket, Oran High School Host Club, Requiem with Rose King, Blood Plus, The Queen's Knight, and Black Clover. So by that I mean I didn't hate it, I didn't love it. And there were things I had some problems with. So by way of style, the majority that I read were dark or dark-ish. And by dark-ish, I mean it has kind of darker themes, boy style for manga, but has some fun elements. Then I had light and light-ish. Light for me was very... So there were 3 things that I counted as light. That was Skip Beat, Fruits Basket, or on High School Host Club. So they have magical elements, or at least Fruits Basket does. But they're very like contemporary in feel, and they're aimed at girls. And then lightish were Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, and that was primarily because they had younger main characters, so they kind of read more middle grade-y, kind of, like a younger audience, for kids. And then the dark-ishes were, yeah, dark but funny, and the darks were less funny, more just dark. So then, the next kind of question we looked at was, would I continue reading the manga? And we'll go into this a little bit more. There are a lot of no's. There are a couple maybes, and that was, one of them was because I imagine it's pretty short. That was Gate 7, and it was interesting to me, but not fascinating. The other one was Attack on Titan. The reason I said maybe was because I'm really interested in the story, but I feel like the manga didn't work well for me. The flow was really difficult for me to follow, and I was just very confused a lot of the time. But then again, the next question, which is would I watch the anime, is 100% yes for Attack on Titan, because I'm very interested in the story. Yeses for would I continue. Death Note, I'm really excited to continue that. Full Metal Alchemist would definitely continue. Tokyo Ghoul was very interesting, would continue. Same with Blue Exorcist. Assassination Classroom, I definitely want to continue. World Trigger, I'll continue, but is way less down my priority list. Again, with Naruto. Black Clover is kind of the same. And Hunter x Hunter and One Piece, I both really enjoyed and would continue. But One Piece especially is a huge series. So I probably won't continue it for a while. If I do, I definitely wouldn't ever get to the end, let's be real, because it's like 90 volumes. I'm never going to finish it. The rest were all no's. I wasn't particularly interested. It wasn't my kind of thing, or the story just didn't capture me enough to bother continuing. So would I watch the anime? I would maybe watch the anime of D. Grey Man. I would not continue it. I didn't really enjoy it that much, but I thought the anime might be a cool version. If I have recommendations for that, I'd be tempted to watch it. Other ones that I would watch: Death Note, definitely. Full Metal Alchemist, Blue Exorcist, Assassination Classroom. Same kind of ones we've been going over. I would definitely watch Naruto, definitely watch Black Clover, definitely watch Hunter x Hunter, One Piece. I would definitely watch My Hero Academia. It didn't work well for me in the manga, but I think it would definitely work in the anime. Same with Black Butler, Vampire Knight, Fruits Basket, because it was really sweet, but apparently the anime is not that good, but I'd be tempted to watch it. And definitely Attack on Titan. So it's kind of my like overall wrap up of what I've thought of these 24 manga. There was one that I had from the library that I didn't end up reading because it was like a sequel series, or at least that's what it appeared like, so I steered clear of that, which we talked about earlier. But anyway, that's my wrap up. Yeah, I read a lot of manga over the last couple of months. It's kind of tired me out. I probably will not read another manga for a while. I have some graphic novels still on my thing, but they're more comics, and I'll still read those, but I kind of am like, could not touch another manga for a while. If you have any recommendations for what I should definitely pick up next, like which ones I should prioritize reading more of, let me know, and let me know how long they are, and how much of it you've read if you're recommending that to me. Anyway, thank you so much for watching this ridiculously long video, and it's taken me forever to film, and I'm finally glad it's over. Anyway, I will see you soon with another video. Thanks. Bye.